and suddenly you wake up and you're like, where am I? What am I doing with my life? Who am I? How did we get here? Hi guys. So I'm currently Googling vocal lessons where I live. Do you remember when you were a child, probably like 10 years old, and you're like, I can definitely sing. So you record yourself giving it your best shot. And then you finish feeling super confident, and then you play it back and you're like, oh my God, this is nails on a chalkboard. So I just actually did that. I just recorded myself singing a little bit of Easy Does It by Goldford, which is not an easy song. I kind of feel like I don't sound terrible. I feel like anyone could learn to sing like on a semi-okay level if they like took lessons. You know? I just have always been like, oh, I would love to be able to sing and become a pop star. No, and not become a pop star, but just to feel confident singing like, casually. Karaoke night. Okay, so let's get into actually talking about today. I'll keep you updated if I learn how to sing. So today we are talking about 4 key questions that you can ask to reconnect with yourself, to realign. Okay, this whole season theme is around reconnecting with yourself, coming back with intention, finding ourselves again. And I'm really excited to share these 4 questions with you. My inspiration to do this episode really came from feeling disconnected with myself. And these are some questions that I asked myself to reconnect, to realign. And through doing so, it led me back to the podcast, back to talking to you, which is something that I literally love doing so much. I feel connected to you. I'm literally talking to a camera, but I'm talking to you, and it really feels like a community, and I love being able to express myself in this way. So I've been really inspired lately, and it's in part because of these key questions. I think that everyone goes through seasons of life where we lose ourselves, and it can happen so gradually that we don't even notice, and suddenly you wake up and you're like, where am I? What am I doing with my life? Who am I? How did we get here? And I think so many things can go into this. It could be just losing a sense of purpose. It could be becoming a mom, and like that changes your entire life. There's so many things I think that make up who we are and our sense of purpose, but it can be daunting to even know what to do to get back to yourself and reconnecting with what you actually want in life. So that is why I was inspired to make this episode. So let's get into the question number 1. And this question comes from Clark Kegley, who is a YouTuber. I'm on his email list, and he sent a few questions to kind of prepare for the new year. What do I need to give myself permission to let go of? What do I need to give myself permission to let go of? It could be the thing that you're doing because someone else wants it for you, or someone else suggested it. It could be the thing that you're dragging your feet to every time you go, and you know it's not adding purpose to your life. It could be the thing that just takes up too much mental space. What is the thing that you're overthinking? And can you let it go? Can you decide, I'm going to stop talking about this. I'm going to stop talking about my ex. I'm going to stop talking about this frustration. I'm going to stop complaining about X thing. Let it go. What do you need to give yourself permission to let go of? Not asking permission from other people, but you giving permission to yourself. Let's move on to question 2. When do I feel most like myself? Or when have I felt most like myself? When have I felt most alive? I think when we can think back to times in our life where we just felt so much joy, we felt so connected or so in our element, and then think about, okay, what was I doing? Who was I with? What was I prioritizing? And why did this thing give me so much joy? What is it about these people or this thing or this event that I just loved so much. Yeah, when do you feel most like yourself? And I just think that's such a great way to reconnect with like the things that are important to you. Number 3. This might be my favorite. If I knew everyone in my life would support it, what would I choose to pursue? I think this is my favorite question because it's so valid to want to just be seen and heard and understood by people in our lives. The support from people in your life matters. And if you don't have that, it feels devastating. So I recently was listening to a podcast with Olivia Dean, who's a singer-songwriter from the UK. She's just really recently been blowing up more and more. I'm obsessed with her music. I think her songwriting is so beautiful. I loved hearing her story of just how encouraging her family was from such a young age and allowing her to really pursue music and encouraging her and telling her like, yeah, this is a thing that people do and you can do it. I watched Taylor Swift's documentary about the Eras tour, and same thing, just like the support of her family in her dreams is so beautiful. And I think these are obviously big examples of like pop stars, but in general, it's like you deserve people who are going to believe in you. And I think we get so afraid of other people's judgment. If you share an idea and someone laughs at you, calls it childish or stupid or, yeah, right, like good luck, it's so easy to take that and internalize it and like shrink yourself. And then the opposite is true. When you have people supporting you, it's like, F yeah, go do that thing. You want to do it, do it. Imagine that every single person that you love and care about would support you in the thing. What would the thing be? Okay, if I knew everyone in my life would support it, what would I choose to pursue? If you can get to that answer, I think the next step is like, okay, let me find my people who are going to support me. And if there's anyone who does not encourage you, that's not someone that's for you. Okay, let me tell ya. Okay? And I would say if you're feeling like you have an answer to this question and you're like, ooh, how do I find people to support me? If you're feeling like you don't have that, search online. Try to find, an online and in-person group, some sort of meetup. There's like Eventbrite. Like find people who are like-minded. And depending on where you live, if you're in a city, this will be easier than if you live somewhere more remote. But even online, there's different places where you will be accepted and people will encourage you, including here. So I say do the thing. If you know it makes you happy and you want to do it, go for it. And then question 4, what fears are holding me back? What fears are holding me back? Is it a fear of failure? Guess what? Everybody fails. Everybody fails, and you're probably going to fail along your journey. And winners are just losers who tried one more time. I didn't make that up, but winners are just losers who tried one more time. So don't give up. Don't be afraid of failure. Everybody fails. I think another one is the fear of being seen. Fear of being seen because you don't know how people will react. Maybe receiving negative feedback about the thing that you're doing. People who don't understand it. Or people who are just mean, but like, you know what? You got to learn to just compartmentalize that and like do what you want to do to make you happy. And I also think, which I've talked about a whole episode on this, is spotlight effect. We think people are paying more attention to us than they actually are. We're all in our own worlds. No one is paying as close attention to you as you think. So do the thing you want to do. Likely you're going to inspire somebody and it's going to be great. And even if it's not, don't be afraid to fail. You can always try again, change your mind, do something different. Last week we talked about changing your mind, okay? I think another one is just the fear of the unknown and uncertainty. Some people are really afraid of change. I am not one of those people. I love change. I like to try new things. I like to push myself out of my comfort zone. So if you have this fear of the unknown and uncertainty, I think just coming back to like life is always going to be mysterious and throw challenges at you. So you might as well make a decision or make decisions, plural, that feel right to you. And I guess this is where our last thing I'll invite is like a mindset shift. You know, you can choose to flip your worrying thoughts. If you're someone who worries or you think, yeah, that could never be me, why not? But what if it could be? Me thinking, yeah, this will never go anywhere. But what if it did? What if it does? Okay, flip your worrying thoughts to like the opposite and just keep doing that. And eventually that will become your baseline, okay? And so if you've asked yourself these questions and some things are coming up, lean into that. What are small things that you can start to shift now to get closer to the thing that you want? Because it can be so hard to feel like, okay, yes, this is something I want to do, but how do I make it happen? Or I can't change my whole life. Don't try to change everything. Pick something that you can maybe replace with something else. What is the thing you need to let go of? And how would letting go of that thing leave space for something new that you know you want? And then give yourself permission to make that switch. And the last thing I want to share is that in this process of reconnecting with yourself, do your best to be present. Be here through the journey, through the process. Ruminating on the past and projecting so much of our energy and thought into the future just takes us away from what's happening right now. So I really encourage you to sit with these questions, journal, write them down, maybe do a video diary entry where you just are talking these through. You can watch it back later and push yourself to make space for the things that you know you really want to do. I really hope that you got something from this episode. If you did, I would love for you to give it a like, share a comment, sharing maybe one of your answers to one of these 4 questions. Share this with a friend who you think could benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have a beautiful week, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye.